Teaching number 224. I am writing in the book of spiritual elevation, each one of your works. And so that you do not ignore your mission on earth, I have come to awaken the spiritual gifts that I have entrusted to you since the beginning of time. You have sprung from me, and from that moment you have been prepared, and by sending you to the earth, that is the place of struggle and improvement, I have given you the law, which teaches you love for your Father and which also tells you, love one another, so that you are in harmony with all the beings that I have created. Before me, you are all great and worthy. I have formed everyone with the same love, and for me there is no difference between one and the other. I have been waiting for the Son to return for a long time. If upon hearing my word, your heart is not moved, if you do not shed tears of attrition, it is because you have not watched and waited for the fulfillment of my promise made to you in the second era. I have come now to shower spiritual and material benefits. My word, which is the fruit of the tree of life, comes to quell your hunger. I bring for people of goodwill, peace, which is the award that I grant you on earth, through the fulfillment of my precepts. Raise your spirit, cleanse your heart, and in an act of love for my divinity, enter into spiritual communion with me. I will pour out my pleasures on you. Pray, and your prayer will convert sinners, and those who have sinned through ignorance and do not know how much they have failed before me, I will convince them of their error. I remove the seed of evil and make you know the benefits of regeneration and fulfillment. For each one of your good works, I have a blessing, for your problems a solution, and for your pains a balm. And when you find yourself healthy and strong, teach your brothers, inspire good and be an example, so that it is not only your words that speak of me, but your actions, which testify that you are my disciples and that you are imitating me. I am going to speak to the Christian world and to those who have not believed in Christ, to the people of Israel, that is, to the believers in Moses. I will shed my light and my caress on all of them. This light will dispel confusion and ignorance, and faith in me will unify all spirits, making them all the same. After great struggle, peace will come to mankind. Today you find enemies of your faith, spirituality, and good practices, because the environment that reigns is impure and you have not been able to stop the advance of evil, and in truth you are the ones in charge of transforming this world by giving it back the health, peace, and faith that has been lost. In your fight, you will not be alone. Your God fights before and always. The forces of evil will be bound, humanity will be freed and will rebuild its life, and faith will return to its heart. If in the exercise of your gifts, you have great triumphs, do not become vain, do not try to make your matter be admired just for having been an instrument I used to speak to mankind. Think that I have forgiven your faults and have removed your imperfections. I have used simple, rude, and ignorant intellects, which I have polished to carry out my designs. My word will be written. That book will be the guide and teaching of the people. If you are not ready to understand my new inspirations, keep studying my word. I am preparing the hearts of the disciples who are to form this book. In it, you will find my essence and my presence. It will be the inheritance that I will bequeath to humanity, and men inspired by me will dictate laws of love, wise precepts, thoughts, and maxims that the world will know, because my word will find anxious hearts, willing to receive it in all the peoples of the earth. Those nations that have passed through the rigors of war await the emissaries who confirm their belief that I have come once again to establish my kingdom in the spirit of man and make with him a pact of love and justice, as it was written. I have left at your right hand a guardian angel, who knows your life. It has the mission to guide you, to free you from danger. It is the spiritual realm that accompanies you, fulfilling a great mission of love. You have Elijah, the self-sacrificing shepherd who guides your spirit, incarnated or disincarnated. His name is not known to all of humanity, nor is his mission, but soon it will be known that he is my precursor of all times. Mary is your sweetness and consolation, in all the tribulations to which the spirit is subjected. She watches over you, and in this time of hardship she accompanies you to give you courage in the trials. She is the intercessor between the Son and the Father. And the Master who speaks to you has come to teach you and prepare you as my successors when I depart. I return to you, humanity, through human understanding, to deposit my teaching in your spirit and my essence in your heart. I return to you as a torch of heavenly light to guide men along the path of spirituality, which is the path to eternal life. The light of my teachings illuminates you so that you shine among the shadows of this world. Receive this message that Christ sends you, so that you can communicate through thought with your celestial Father, that he will lovingly answer you through the same means of thought. You are welcome, sad humanity, tired of suffering. Come and rest in my love. I am peace and serenity, and that is what I come to leave in your spirit. I am your Cyrenean and your hope. Rejoice and be strong, I am with you. In the instance in which you listen to my word, feel happy. In my divine spirit there is peace when I feel listened to by you, and I want to transmit that emotion to you. You have been waiting for my return for a long time. Keep my word that is golden wheat, and do not lose it. It is necessary that you know the immense meaning of charity, because then you will know the wonders that love brings. How sad it is that any of my children do not feel the joy in their hearts, that their spirits experience. I want to see you consoling, loving, healing, be it the body or the spirit of the one who suffers. Those who love do not know the hate that makes life bitter. The one who loves, does not know the resentment that shatters the heart and saddens the spirit. The one who loves has goodness in his word, in his gaze and in his deeds, his life is sweet and his bodily death will be peaceful. Eternally my spirit is consoling yours with my fatherly word, but when you suffer deeply and in the midst of your pain you call me, you believe that your voice has not been heard by me. You doubt because you are not in a position to feel me, because carrying me within you, you do not know it, nor do you believe it. When have I stopped telling you that I love you? If you knew how to listen to me, how happy you would be. Each person would be a sower in my fields, a cultivator in my orchards, and his seed of love would be watered by me. You are materialized and that is why you find yourself lost and you feel distant from me, but I will give you the spirituality that brings you closer to this source of wisdom and revelation. There are many who live on the pages of my gospel without practicing or living my teachings. What is the use of repeating my words? On the other hand, those who follow me along the path of the heart, of feeling, will come closer to their master. Truly I tell you, come to me, humanity, but let it be through the ladder of love, and of lofty thought. Start now, so that you end your suffering, so that you stop crying and wake up from that dream in which you find yourself submerged. There are so many ways to serve me and to be useful to your fellow man. Spread my seed for the consolation of those who suffer. Resist the trials of pain with faith so that you find your way. Faith knows nothing to be impossible because it is a divine gift, united in love, it will be your bulwark against the storms of this world. What will you be without good practices in life? Take advantage of this existence, because if you do not do so, you will not recognize the health of the spirit because it gains its strength only in goodness. Make your thoughts white like lilies, let your deeds have the fragrance of flowers. Get up, humanity, and come to me because I am waiting for you. Come along the path of the heart and through it you will arrive, and even if centuries pass I will continue waiting for you. Be not like little birds that die in their nests before they have learned to fly. I speak to you through thought, which at the moment of preparation is from God, even when interpreted by human lips. My presence comes to you, caresses you and wakes you up. So do not wait for tomorrow to deliver your caress to those who in turn await you. I don't want to hear you telling me, tomorrow I will wake up to fulfillment, because if you do not take advantage of your life, you will be left crying and I will be waiting. You are my beloved seed, the one that promises to give beautiful flowers and good fruits under my cultivation. There in eternity are the spirits of those who were great in the world for their love and charity. They meet there after they finish their mission on earth, and from there they lend their help to weak beings and timid spirits that still inhabit the world and continue to pour out their love upon humanity. There are no separations, nor estrangements as in your world in which people do not love or understand each other, because their creeds and religious dogmas divide them. Know that religions are simple temporary paths that lead spirits to the light, where all will shine equally united by the law of love. That is why I tell you that love should be the cornerstone of all religion, because that light is beyond all theory, science, or philosophy, and is felt and contemplated by all beings. Among the multitudes that listen to my word at this time, there are those with a strong and advanced spirit who come in search of the spiritual, fleeing from ceremonies, rites and forms. They come in search of God as love and as wisdom, whom they adore above matter, and once they are free they feel that they no longer need priests, teachers, or doctors. They become as torches that light the way for others. Many who today inhabit the spiritual valley, traced the path of evolution for you with their indelible mark of faith, charity, wisdom and love. They are elevated, brilliant beings, whom you will find when you return to the afterlife, because they will unite everyone in the infinite love of the Father, with which all religions should be united on earth. The messages that those beings send to this world come like white birds to settle in the minds of people prepared with love and inspiration. How many of those thoughts, inspirations, or messages that have come among mankind in the form of angels have had to return to the beyond, because nobody knew how to receive them? There, in my bosom they will wait for human hearts to prepare, to send them back like a breeze of love. Prepare the dwelling, O humanity. Do not close your heart anymore when the message returns to you, as you see the waves return, as the song of the birds returns with the dawn, as hope returns to hearts tired of suffering and waiting. Love, he who does not love carries within himself a profound sadness, that of not possessing, of not feeling the most beautiful and elevated things in life. That was what Jesus came to teach you with his life and with his death, and what he bequeathed to you in his divine word condensed into the phrase, love one another with that love that I have taught you. The day will come when those who have not loved, stripping themselves of their bitterness and their prejudices, come and rest in me, where they will return to life, listening to my sweet word of infinite tenderness. In truth I tell you, that within love is my strength, my wisdom and my truth. It is like an infinite ladder that appears in different forms from the lowest of humans, to the highest of spirits that have reached perfection. Love, even in your own way, but always love. Do not hate, because hatred drags in its wake a trail of death, while with love all resentment is forgiven and erased. Study my word. I want to hear you speaking about the faculties of the Spirit, of love and of charity. Know also that wisdom is acquired through the feelings of the heart. Those feelings are transformed into words that contain profound lessons, sublime ideas dictated by love. I give you this light so that your life may rise and be transformed, so that you give this light to the sick, to the children, to the needy, because this path will not tire you. Become apostles of good, and your spiritual face will become so beautiful that it will be reflected in your works. If by listening to my lectures you have believed that you receive the glory, you are wrong. Only those who practice my teachings will achieve glory. If you believe that by attending the rites of the various religions the spirit will have the necessary rest, I tell you no, the spirit rests only when the conscience does not reproach it. My love always looks for the one who needs it the most. So at that time I became a man to come after a people, that people heard my word, but despite having heard the truth, they ignored me, culminating their blindness by shedding the innocent blood of the Lamb. Jerusalem. Jerusalem. Land where my preaching and my sacrifice were consummated, you will not be the only one in pain and in war, however you are greatly afflicted, but there will be war in other places, because men are forging it with their minds and it will have to end there. If humanity carries war in its thoughts, it is because it does not have love in its heart. And I ask you, why can't you love or forgive? Do you perhaps think that I love those who sacrificed me less than those who cried for me? Know that you are crucifying me with your lack of love and understanding. Jerusalem is now a land of pain, and I tell you, be careful not to shed innocent blood or insult my envoys, because your children will shed many tears for each one of yours, and great sorrows, for that which you caused to just one innocent. It will not be my punishment, but the fruit of your sowing. Cry, humanity, if you do not know how to love, cry if you do not know how to forgive, weep with the bitterness for those who mourn their own death, because whoever does not love cannot reach me. That is why I tell you, cry, be moved, because if you feel it, is that you still have life and you can wash yourself in your repentance. In all times I have sought the children of my people, to remind them of the covenant they made with the Father and tell them that they are the emissaries of my peace among this humanity lost in the paths of sin. My light has always illuminated the path of Israel, so that on it they would perform works pleasing in the eyes of their Lord. The light of my divinity has always descended on the people, but when they have believed themselves to be alone, they lost their spirituality and their faith, and have fallen into idolatry. That is why their spiritual progress has been slow. If this people from the earliest times had stripped itself of selfishness, and had delivered to the peoples of the earth everything that I gave and revealed to them, my law and my doctrine would be respected by all of humanity. But look at the world walking without my law, drinking a very bitter chalice and suffering from hunger and pain. My people did not know how to prevent the earth from being drenched with human blood. Peace has never been made because those emissaries have kept it for themselves in their hearts, because they have doubted that they are capable of working such a miracle. You resemble Thomas, my disciple, who gave you a painful example by showing you an apostle of mine doubting my truth. Also among you are those who doubt. There are children of this people whose hearts have become vain until they believe they are absolute on earth. They are spirits dominated by the materialism of the world and the ambitions of the heart. They are the ones who have forgotten my justice and the immortality of the Spirit, to whom they have put a blindfold of darkness that prevents them from contemplating the clarity of my light. And it is my justice and my love that members of this people descend at this time, who have incarnated again on earth by my will, to tell them how they should spread my peace and my blessings among humanity. Among this people are those that I sent at this time so that they would gain faith in my new manifestation among you, and so that later they would give testimony of it to your brothers and sisters. Now you feel a deep pain when you contemplate that even being close to your Lord, you do not love each other, you have not recognized each other, and you have moments in which you feel in need of peace. You will not see me incarnated at this time, and despite not seeing me with your eyes, you will believe in my communication. You will have to recognize the time in which you find yourself spiritually and the mission that I have entrusted to you. This time of responsibility weighs on you. So that you prevail in the fight, first analyze my word, feeling that you listen to the Master on the river bank. In this time, your spirit, through regeneration, will reach great clarity, becoming worthy of sharing its gifts with others and worthy of being in my presence. When the world finds out that you had me among you and listened to me, it will look for virtues, examples and teachings in this people capable of convincing it. You will not only give charity to others, I am the one who prepares hearts to give you charity when you need it. And you who are sensitive, you will know to whom to attribute that charity. But it will not be my will that puts the thorn in your path, because I truly love you. You will only find what you yourselves sowed along the way, and if it is pain, if it is ingratitude, if it is tears, do not complain to your God, much less blaspheme, because you are the children of light. Understand that you are all heirs to my kingdom, but to attain it, you will have to accomplish great merits. Practice my law in your life, and it, like a shining star, will take you to the gates of the promised land. Be in the world, the light, the way, and the knowledge. Invite your brothers and sisters to come to my table that awaits you, in it you will delight yourselves with the bread of eternal life. Come to eat, the rich and the poor, because this banquet will cost you nothing, but you must socialize with each other, so that true joy reigns at this feast. Come to listen to this word, because soon you will no longer hear it. Some, when I say that the end of this manifestation is approaching, you cannot understand why I do not allow it to continue indefinitely among humanity, to which I reply that none of the ways in which God has spoken to men through the times has been eternal. Your Father has always had to materialize and humanize himself in order to be heard, seen and felt by you. Therefore, material communication will never be the highest and most perfect form of your communication with the Lord. When you have achieved the elevation of your life through spirituality, when the justice, love and light that exist in my doctrine are the norm of your actions and the worship that you offer me is absolutely spiritual, then you will be in the time of the communication of spirit to spirit, of perfect communication, when the Father no longer has the need to engrave his law on a stone to make himself understood and obeyed, when he no longer has to make his divine word incarnate to speak to mankind through human lips, when I no longer have to employ the crude understanding of the spokesperson in whom I have granted my inspiration in this third era. My law engraved in stone, in essence is eternal, but its exterior form was temporary. I made those tablets where the commandments were engraved disappear. What your Father wanted was for the law to remain written in hearts. I also tell you that not even Jesus, the promised one, the anointed one, the Son of God, was eternal on earth. His word, his doctrine, his works and his exemplary life were indeed enduring, possessing the essence of eternity, but his human life was brief in the world, because having overflowed with wisdom, love, and piety, he had no reason to remain a moment longer, once his exemplary work was accomplished. The voice of Christ, who is the Word of the Father, resonated and will resonate eternally in all spirits. The same will happen in this time, people. This way of communicating with you through the spokespersons will soon come to an end, because it is not the most perfect. On the other hand, the essence that emanated from the word on the mouths of the spokespersons, that will be eternal, since it is the same essence of the word that I brought you long ago and the same essence that is contained in the law that I gave you in the first era. Reflect seriously as good disciples and you will see that the exterior forms, the humanized or material part of each of your Father's manifestations, cannot be eternal among you. Because if that were to happen, you would never find the way out of your stagnation, you would never evolve, and you must understand that your spiritual destiny is to climb, reach, conquer and to know. The external part of that revelation of the Father at Sinai was the stone that served as a means for the divine law to be engraved on it. The external part of God's communication with mankind through Jesus was the envelope, the human form of Christ, and at this time, the outer part of my communication has been the mouthpiece, so this form, like that of past times, will have an end. Understand that you are the children of the spiritualist people, who should not feed on forms, but on essence. If you understand my word well, you will never again fall into idolatry, nor will you cling to external practices, to forms, to what is temporary, because you will always look for the essential, the eternal. See how you live clinging to everything, to the material. I have seen you when one of your loved ones leaves this world, cling to their lifeless body wanting to give it new life or retain it, ignoring that it is not that body, that form that you must tie yourselves, but to the spirit of the one who from that moment contemplates you from a mansion of more light, without leaving your side, without ignoring or forgetting you, without breaking the eternal bonds with which you are all united. The one who mourns the death of the flesh believing to see there the end of a loved one, is a dead man who watches over another dead man, is an ignorant being without light who has closed his heart to the one who contemplates him from the light. If instead of complicated religions, humanity concretized itself to study and live in compliance with the teachings of my doctrine, in your world there would be more light, there would be peace in the spirits. Great is the testament that God has placed in your hands, but you still do not know what you possess. That is why your planet continues to be a valley of tears. If instead of dreaming of finding the ark that contained the tables of the law and wanting to perpetuate the form of the divine master in various images, men were concretized to penetrate the meaning of the divine law and the doctrine, they would truly unite and peace would be obtained. I tell you all this, because you who have received one of the great revelations at this time, are in danger of clinging to the exterior part, that is, to the form, to try to retain it always with you. Those who do so, they will be dead watching over their dead because all forms pass away and only the essential, the spiritual, the eternal remains of it. Use your understanding so that you comprehend and use your will so that you practice it. My peace be with you.